See, there's the red light.
I see the red light.
Means you're recording now.
We're recording.
All right, everybody, welcome to the 2022 first edition of the Heart and Hustle podcast.
Yes.
And I'm looking at you.
Of the year.
I know.
That's pretty crazy.
2021 is kind of in the books, and
we're on to 2022.
Yeah. You know what's funny? I was thinking today, I remember vividly in my head what you told me once.
What would that? What
you said to me? I'm not going anywhere with it, but you said to me, you said, "Tom, that is a lot bigger than I thought it was." So the big question is this: how are leaders like you that recognize people and technology are the backbone of the company they're building continue to make progress when they have no clear idea on how to develop individuals and utilize technology in a way that helps them remain profitable? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. This is Tom and Michaela, and welcome to the Heart and Hustle podcast. And I had that feeling yesterday when we picked up that new 2021 big orange Bronco.
I said that again, didn't I?
You did, for the second time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But it's, it was crazy. We finally got it. We're going to have some pictures of it on the truck.
After how long? A year and a half?
We ordered it in
July of 2020.
That's when we put the $100 down on it.
Yes.
And then in January 29th of 2021, that's when we put $500 down.
Yep.
And I went in that day and reserved it. And I had kind of a selfie of myself, reserving it.
Yep.
And then it waited almost a year.
Yeah, December 31st.
And it wasn't supposed to come until like 2022, actually.
Oh, yeah, I know.
But yeah, they actually sped it up. So
yeah, crazy.
It was. It was amazing because I'm kind of a Bronco. What's the word? Aficionado. There you go. And it was funny, because I had thought that this thing was going to be a lot smaller than what it really is. I had thought it was going to be more of a what?
The Bronco is big.
There you go. Clarification here, world. So anyways, I thought it was going to be like a lot smaller than what it actually was, but we got to kind of climb into this thing. It feels like a tank.
We're having a hard time figuring out how to get in there gracefully because like the running boards are a little too high because they're just right below the door frame.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what's the point in having that there? Because it's like this far beneath the door frame.
Yeah, it's like you really don't need them, but you need them.
And then you're used to having the grab handle up in the door frame, and this one is like by the
glove box area, right above it. Yeah.
So that's like weird to hold on to and get into, and I'm sure I look ridiculous getting in and out of that thing.
Yeah,
but
it's like, hey,
I keep telling myself I'll figure out a way to get in there gracefully, but that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, that's what I always said, but
yeah, just don't.
I was thinking today too. I was reflecting yesterday, and probably I think it was maybe Friday night, New Year's Eve night.
Yeah.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. And I think I said to you, I was just amazed at our team and what we've built, and coming out of last year and the year before last was just complete crap.
Yeah. It was a hard year.
And I'm going to blame it on us, obviously. And we probably had a few individuals that just didn't work out. It wasn't the right fit. And, we had, I think our leadership styles have gotten better over the past several years, and we've grown. I think everybody's grown. But it was nice leaving the office on Friday. I think it was Friday. And people are just hanging around talking like we walked out the door.
Yeah.
And Happy New Year, everybody. Have a great day, and talk to you guys next year, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's just still hanging out talking.
Yeah, I think they're gelling really well. But, yeah, I mean, 2020 and 2021 were very difficult years for a lot of different reasons.
I think the first half of 2021 was pretty difficult. I think the second half was, it was good. It
started getting better.
Yeah.
But I'm feeling a little bit cautiously optimistic about 2022. And I think I'm feeling that vibe from a lot of people. I think people are excited about 2022 and hopeful, but yet I think they're a little bit cautious too, just based on, where we've been the last couple years and not really knowing what's going to happen the rest of the year.
What do you mean? Like our company, people,
just
or
people in general?
People in general, yeah.
Just the vast population,
This great resignation is what they're calling it.
Oh, yeah, that is a thing.
I don't think it is a thing.
It is.
I don't want to get into it. I don't think it is a thing.
It's a thing.
I don't think so. Why don't you think so? And I'll talk to you.
Why do I think so?
Yeah, why do you think the great resignation's here? Or why would you justify calling it that, even like agreeing with individuals or the people that are actually calling it that?
I think it's not necessarily that I'm agreeing with it, but you can't deny the fact that people are leaving the workforce in droves, whether it's retirement. I mean, we're hitting a point in history where there are tons of people retiring. Right. There is
my
still
parents, your parents.
Yeah. There's still this, I want to work from home. So if you're not going to let me work from home, I'm going to find somebody that will. There's this, everybody in the that world, everybody can start their own thing and be successful, and people are out there trying it. And it's just, we've talked about it multiple times over our last several podcasts. The workforce is shifting. It's changing. And you can call it the Great Resignation. You can call it something different, but it's happening. You can't deny it. I
think you're right. I think it's the workforce is shifting, but I don't think it's the Great Resignation. I don't think people are sitting there saying, hey, I have a government subsidy, so I'm going to quit now. I think I have just enough money to survive.
No, that's
and
bogus.
I think that there's individuals that are saying, hey, I'm not going to go work for the man anymore. Sure, that exists. But I honestly think the options for people to make money and to generate money are a lot more. And by multiples of what they were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, even maybe up into the course of the past 12 months, meaning that there are people on TikTok that are making $85,000 a year. Right. There are people that are opening up a Shopify store selling, T-shirts and bubble gum for, whatever, and they're making $100,000 a year. I think the options for people to make money.
Who were we listening to this weekend? We were listening to somebody in the car. Somebody was talking about
the 48.
What it takes to be, no, not that. What it takes to be successful, and how it takes very little to be successful anymore, and how that made him sad, because it's like that hard work, that determination, that those.
I don't recall.
You don't remember?
I remember that we were listening to somebody in the car saying, hey, if you want to be like a super successful company, like on the top of your game, provide top-notch customer service.
Yeah. But I'm talking about two extremes that I heard this weekend, because it was this guy talking about what it takes to be successful and how it takes nothing to be successful anymore. I mean, you can go on TikTok and blow up. And then I caught a smidget, a tiny, tiny, tiny piece. I didn't even listen to it, honestly, so I might be talking out of tune here. But Logan Paul was talking to, what are the brothers' names?
Jake and Logan.
Yeah, it was Logan Paul. Yep. Was talking to Mr. Beast.
Yes.
About whether or not he's a billionaire anymore.
Speaking of money, are you a billionaire yet, bro? Like, let's be honest, you're gonna be YouTube's first billionaire. Yeah. Is it happened?
No. If I was, it'd obviously be paper. Like if we do one of these companies like Beast Burger stuff, because like actual cash, I'm probably the poorest person in this room, because we just.
I doubt that. Cash is grass, man.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
We like if I make $3-4 million a month, I just spend it on videos the next month. We literally like have razor thin margins and just reinvest it all.
That's wild.
And I thought about that quote.
Where did you see this? I didn't see this.
I don't know.
And I'm like a follower of these dudes.
It was on Facebook or something like that.
Got
I don't know. But I remembered this guy's comment about how it takes so little to be successful in terms of money anymore, and how that made him sad, because it's like that term success is changing. And then there's Mr. Beast and Logan Paul, who, I'm sorry, but what the hell do they do day in and day out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's awesome?
So it was just we're in this paradox right now. This crazy.
Are we in a paradox, or are we just in the new world? And the reason I say that is because I was talking to my good friend Dave Hall. He owns Restore Muscle Car, and put the link here, to their company. He's a great guy, and we were talking about NFTs and some business stuff to kind of talk about it, and we started to talk about Shiba cryptocurrency, and obviously we're, I think, leveraged pretty well on Shiba ourselves, and I think we're doing okay. Not the greatest by any means, but I think we're doing okay. And he was saying, yeah, he has an employee that was, I think he was invested in Shiba, a long time ago. And did I tell you what he told me?
No.
He said,
Do I want to know?
Yeah, he said,
want to know?
He said he has I think right around about $1 million in his account right now for all the Shiba, for all the upside. And I'm like, really? I mean, this is like a mile down the road here, and this
Lincoln, Nebraska.
This auto guy who, and I don't know what this guy does. He could be a mechanic. He could be a body guy. I'm not sure what he does, but he's out there doing his job. And I got $1 million in my Coinbase account, and I'm doing fine over in Shiba. It's just it's just commonplace anymore.
Yeah.
And I got some good friends who are very quiet about it, but I think they're heavily leveraged in this stuff. Like, not leveraged like, they're in debt, but leveraged like they got a ton of money out there and they're just living their life, doing their thing. And I think that's this great resignation of people not wanting to work is, I think that's the cop out that a lot of people are saying. I think there's just more options now. You can open up an eBay store. You can open up an Amazon, seller portal. You can go to Shopify. You can be a TikTok person. You can, I know people. I don't know people. I've heard of individuals that, like the CEO of a big car dealership, of Ford or whatever it was. I don't know who it was, but it was the CEO. Their son or their daughter had a friend that had like millions and millions of followers on his or her Instagram account. Well, what the dealership did is they paid that person $300,000 just to pose next to some cars and to basically, push it out to his or her audience and to who is actually looking at them. So people with these followers can come up and say, yeah, pay me a couple $100,000 and I'll post a picture of me sitting next to this Bronco or this Mustang or this Audi or whatever it is, and I just think the opportunities to make money in today's world are so much more than going to work from 8 to 5, than really just having to do it. And it's sad, but I also think it's a flash in the pan. I also think that in the next 3 to 4 or 5 years, a lot of that would be retracting. Like, there'd be so many people inside that market. And we're seeing it now with the minimum wage hikes. We read that article this week, and there's like 11 states or maybe 14 states.
Raising minimum wage.
They raised them. I think California's number one at $15 an hour now.
$15 an hour, California.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I think it's like people are not leaving the workforce because of the Great Resignation. They're leaving the workforce because of there's things I can do to actually generate revenue and not have to go to work every day. And there's a lot of things out there, and people are just taking advantage of it. I mean, look at these snowmen, for example. I would buy those on Etsy, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jason made these in his spare time, and he gives them away for free. I think this is like the 7th set, or I don't know.
Probably 3 or 4.
Yeah, we have them all around the office.
We do. Yep.
But people can make stuff. They can sell it online. They can make a comfortable living by doing so. So why not?
Yeah.
And who's left to suffer? The employers.
All the people who need goods and services.
That's right. We have a restaurant that is, we've never visited. At least I have not. Maybe you have. But it's I don't know, 10 miles down the road. Mm-hmm. So you go at our place, you take a right, go down 10 miles, and it's there. It's been there for 45 years. Yep. And it closed this
Due
past
to lack
week.
of workers.
Lack of workers, lack of employees. A 45-year-old restaurant that's been obviously very good, and people, eat and socialize there and have a lot of fun. After 45 years, they closed down because there's nobody to work.
Yeah.
And that's
what makes me sad. Because it is, we already see customer service like suffering big time everywhere we go. And
I went to Hy-Vee tonight. Like when we, obviously you know that because we went there, and you sat in the car. I ran inside to get some lime juice, and I asked a stocker person. I mean, this person is stocking the shelves in aisle number 4, whatever it was. And I said, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" They said, "Sure." I said, "Where's the lime juice at?" I don't know. Well, and I'm like, I don't know. So I kind of halfway, that awkward pause, like, is this kid going to come with me to kind of help me find it, to kind of hold my hand and find this lime juice? And he's like, I just don't know. I'm sorry. And he kind of turns around and starts stocking his stuff again. I'm like,
yeah, well, how many times did we deal with that last summer when we were like frequenting hardware stores, and we'd be like, "Hey, do you know where this is at?" "No, not my department." And they'd turn around and walk away.
It's like, what the hell? And I think that's what the guy was talking about this weekend when he said, like, if you want to be number one, just good customer service. I mean, it's very easy to be very successful in today's world if you're a small business, if all that you have to do is provide good customer service. And I think he was going down to the point saying, hey, if you say you're going to call somebody back at 9 a.m., and you do it, you win. And if you say you're going to be there,
if you're a contractor and you show up when you say you're going to show up, win. If you finish the job when you say you're going to finish the job, you win.
Exactly. And you get so many word of mouth referrals. And I can't tell you, like, you know, and I hope he's not listening, but we have, I mean, I kind of hope he is too, but we have a guy, he's labeled Dirt Guy in my phone, and he's a nice guy. He's a farmer somewhat close to here, and we're doing some dirt work on our property here. And I mean, it's been 2 weeks since he's been here, and there's like zero follow-up, like when he's going to be here.
And you follow up with him, and he's like, yeah, next week. Yeah, next week. Yeah, next week. But it's been like that with every contractor we've dealt with. Like, how do construction people stay open with that sort of rule
It's because
of business?
The demand is so high, and they really just don't have to give a shit anymore.
Exactly. And that's what makes me sad about this whole shift in the way we do things, is those goods and services, the hands-on, the technical, all that is going away.
So
and we're going to pay a huge premium for those goods and services for crap service.
That's right. So how do we fix it? How can you fix it? I mean, obviously you can't fix everything in the world, but what are 2 or 3 things in this world that you can suggest to people, business owners, to
First of all, you have to find those entrepreneurs who want to do it, who want to stay in the game. You got to find them first.
You mean not necessarily entrepreneurs, but employees?
No. People who want to run their businesses and who are passionate about running their businesses.
So on that side of it, so you find the entrepreneurs out there that are sitting there saying, hey, listen, I need help because I want to provide this service, but I have this big gap between the individuals that are working for me today or the individuals that are working with the company now and the ones I want to hire for me to provide goods and services that are going to meet what I would consider my expectations, or maybe the entrepreneur's expectations, on delivering a product on time, perfectly done every single time.
There's no easy answer here.
I mean, this is getting back 30 years ago. I mean, this is like business 101. And people are struggling.
Struggle. Yeah. And there's no quick, easy fix for it.
I think the quick, easy fix, and there isn't a quick, easy fix like you said, but I think for me, excuse me, what we spoke about, I think on a couple podcasts ago, was like, you know, we as a company, we've adopted, I think, this incubator concept where, you know, we're bringing in individuals that we want to, you know, kind of train and kind of gear up to be a part of that industry, a part of that community as time goes on. So you find those individuals that are, you can't say like employees that are dedicated. I mean, I don't like that term, but ones that have bought into your mission and your hopes and your dreams, and make them feel so inclusive of it, like they're on board with it. So they're screaming at the top of their lungs like how great it is to do with what they do, not for who they work for, but for them to get excited about what they actually do. And I think that's what a lot of employers miss, is that people, these employers out there, these leaders, these managers say, you should be excited about the company and be excited about, generating revenue for the business and everything else. Well, the reality is, no, that's bullshit.
Yeah.
They need to be happy. These individuals need to be happy with what they're doing, and be happy for them that if they find something else that empowers them to do more with their life or their career, then get behind them and actually help them find that. And I think what happens is there is a piece of it that there are some individuals in this life that you and I know that are just not, they don't want to own a company. They don't want to do their thing. They just want to be part of a community or part of an organization that is doing well, and they're very happy, and they have that safety and that security behind there. They have leniency to do what they want, take time off when they want, and be treated like an adult, and not have the stresses of having to make $50,000 payroll obligations every 2 weeks. And there's individuals that want nothing to do with that. And there's some days I don't want anything to do with that either.
Amen to that.
Yeah, you're stroking some big checks, and that's hard. But like we talked about in the car the other day, I don't think you and I would have it any different way.
Yeah.
So to each his own at that point. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how things continue to change and evolve over this year and the next few years.
Yeah.
But
I really hope it kind of tames down a little bit. I hope the jobs open up to not the jobs, but the candidates out there start applying a little bit more. I think there will be a reality over time of it's going to be very hard to make money as a TikTok influencer forever, or an Instagram influencer forever, or selling stuff on Shopify. And we're already seeing it now. I'm seeing it now where individuals are getting bored. They like to have the camaraderie. They like to have, being around others during the workforce and just not by themselves all day.
There's something to be said about that.
There is, and I think a lot of it. And I think a lot of employers have to be flexible. There's this whole hybrid work from home, work in the office, and I think employers have to be flexible to all the above. And basically the goal is to focus on the mission of the company, the organization, and to have some sort of tool in place to actually measure the productivity of it.
Yeah.
In that case, as long as those goals are being met, we win.
Yep.
Everybody wins.
Yep.
So... Awkward silence. One thing I want to say before we wrap up tonight, if you haven't seen or haven't visited jasonsheart.org,
yes,
I want you to check it out. Just do me a favor, check it out. We've made huge strides inside of Jason's Heart. We've done amazing things. We are the first apprenticed IT technical services apprenticeship inside the entire state of Nebraska,
Super
focusing
exciting.
on technology and media, and also a lot of human development, employee development type resources, and we are the first, the only, and not only that, but I think it's built in such a way that
it's very unique.
It's very unique, and I think it'd be very hard, if not impossible, for another one of us to actually exist inside this world.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff.
It's pretty exciting stuff. So we have a lot to discuss on that. That podcast is coming out here very shortly. Our program director, Matt Fuller, will be leading that along with Jason. A little bit of me in there. I think maybe a little bit of you. But we're going to kind of leave it up to the experts there to kind of run that and hopefully get more of a taste of what that's in that world.
Yeah,
So
I'm really excited about that.
I am too. Jason's Art. I love it. A lot of times we're wearing the shirts and the garb for it. So not tonight in this cold shit though. So
it's cold out.
All right, everybody. Questions, comments below. Let us know your thoughts, your feelings. You agree, disagree, thumbs up, thumbs down. Comment below. Would love to hear. All right.
Peace out.
It's really big though, isn't it?
It's big.
Yeah.